Hi guys, I'm popping on live randomly. I've just been for a nice walk because guess what? We have sunshine and it's supposed to rain, I think, for the next week. So we had sunshine today, so I popped out for a walk before the rain hits again. So I thought I'll get out for a walk, and then I had hello Sandra. I had a card I sat creating on my desk yesterday, and I got some new goodies in the mail yesterday, and I sat and played with them straight away. So I thought I'll come on and recreate the card with you all using some different papers. I'll just turn my light on. And I thought I'd share it with you all because I've been for a walk. I feel really refreshed, and I thought I'll come and create with you guys before the sun goes down. I've got about 45 minutes before the sun goes down, so I'll just make sure I'm live in the right place. My computer is being totally silly, so hopefully it's going to be nice to me. My hair's a hot mess because I've been out walking. Oh goodness, got all sorts of things popping up. Hello Mayaswari. So yeah, I got a new order in the mail. Okay, I think I'm good. So I got this stamp set here, which is going to be shown backwards. So I got this new stamp set in the mail, which is from the mini catalogue, and I wanted to play with it. I didn't make a Christmas card, so I'm going to share. Angela, the catalogues are due to arrive at my door hopefully tomorrow, so hopefully I'll get one out in the mail to you. COVID set all the orders back of boxes of stuff. I'll send you a message about it later. Okay, I thought about it today and thought I need to message Angela. So I had that stamp set arrive and from the mini catalogue, and I created something. I'll flip the camera around and show you the card I created. Actually, I should show you this way because it's a bit of a fun fold card. So it actually stands up. The lighting is really terrible too. So it's a little bit of a tent fold card, and I thought I'll recreate it and show you how I made it, but it's a bit of a fun birthday spin on something that can be used as a birthday set as well as a Christmas set. So I thought I'll show you how it's made. It's really simple, and I've changed up the papers a little bit to have a bit of a fun play. So I think I might... Hello Sue, how are you? I heard some exciting news about your family. Big congratulations. So I'll flip the camera around and show you my desk. Hopefully I can get the camera the right way. Okay, so let's flip. I tried to put a post-it note over the camera so you don't have to see my backyard. Okay, so let's zoom in. So hopefully you can see the desk okay. Hello Robin, how are you? Okay, so hopefully you can all see that okay. And I hope I haven't zoomed in too much. Hello, Angela. You caught me live. So I think, actually, Angela, I think Donna got this set. And now I'm showing it desk down, so it's a bit harder to see, but it's a tent fold card. So it sits like this. And it was totally inspired by, I've got it open on my computer so I can tell you, Rosa Layden, who is from humandstamp.blogspot.com. I think she's a US demonstrator. She had a card using not this stamp set, but the one that goes along with it. So these are from the mini catalogue, and I think it's at the very start of the catalogue. Yeah, I opened up to the right page. So this one's on page 11. It's called Sweets and Treats. It's a $30 stamp set in Australia, so it's quite good value. You don't have to buy it with anything. Oh, me too. I love fun folds. So I haven't got dies that match it, but they're actually on their way. So this one coordinates with the, I can never say this, cloche. It's C-L-O-C-H-E on page 22. So that if you get the dies, it will match with this stamp here. So this one will match with the die from the other stamp set, which I'll show you, which is what Rosa used on hers. So this is a bundle out of the mini catalogue, which is called the Classic Cloche. I feel weird saying it. I think it's French. Bundle. So I think I've ordered this one in the mini catalogue. They've got this gorgeous bundle, which is more Christmassy. and it has some beautiful dies, which I don't know if you can see, but they will cut out that dome. But there's also these really fun, and they might sneak you by in the catalogue, cloche shaker, I cannot say that word, shaker domes. So you can make fun shaker cards, a bit like the one I shared recently, and I gave away the cards to a couple of people, and I announced that yesterday. The jars with the sunflower card I made. So these are the same, but they're in the little cloche shape, so you can make really fun shaker cards with this bundle. So but I'm just using the sweets and treats set. I actually also got hello Tanya, I'm making a fun card today using this this fun set. So I also got these in the mail yesterday. This was using a voucher from my upline, Kylie Bertucci, which I was really excited to get some new goodies in the mail. So these are the gorgeous I'm terrible at names. Let me have a look. These are new papers, which I haven't had a chance to use yet, but they're from the Gingerbread and Peppermint Suite, I think. They're right at the front of the catalogue. I'm still learning names of stuff. Gingerbread, I guessed it right, Gingerbread and Peppermint 6x6 papers. So I'm excited to use those too, because they're like gingerbread house. It reminds me of a fun gingerbread house tradition I have with my younger sister, which I haven't done in years, and I really should do it with my son this year. But they're really, really cute 6x6 papers, so I've got a plan with those maybe tonight. So yeah, anyway, I'm flying stuff all over my floor and my desk. It is lovely paper, isn't it? The cloche is a transparent plant cover. Oh, like to put terrariums in? Because I agree. I've actually been, it sounds French, I think it is a cloche, I really don't know. I've been at a plant shop today actually. I'm not going to go grab it, but I did buy a plant. I bought a variegated ivy. I have no shame. That may have been added to my stash today. So anyway, I'm going to just flip, it's a little bit crooked. Okay, so I decided to pull out a different set of papers because this card here, so this folds completely flat, so it can go into an envelope. So it's still a standard size card. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that doesn't know how to pronounce it. Or a bell-shaped fitted lady's hat. Oh, really? Look, you're full of good facts, Angela. So this one folds completely flat, and it's really quite simple to make. So I think I've got stuff stuck to all the cards. But I've decided this one was used, I used the, what's this one called? Hand Penned Petals Designer Series paper. So this one has lots of really pastel type prints in it. Lots of really pretty mints and purples and our pale papaya colours. So I used that one for this fun birthday. You had to Google it. But this card here, I decided, I haven't made it, I'm making it with you guys. I decided to pull out the sweet Symmetry Designer Series paper. I'm actually on a bit of a mission to do more Love It, Chop It and chop up my papers, because otherwise I get to the end of a catalogue and have not used near enough of my papers. So there's lots of fun designs in here. This is more bold patterns, and I thought I'm only actually using smaller strips on this card. So hello Narelle, hello Tanya, lots of people joining, yay. And speaking of beautiful friends, I got a card in the mail today. It was so beautiful. I came home from going out for lunch and came home to a beautiful card in my mailbox, and I wanted to share it. Beautiful Cheryl, who watches my live videos, sent me a card, and I came home from my mailbox to a beautiful card in the mail saying, this is using the, I can never remember the name of this set. It is current, and I am not going to remember the name. I know it's on my shelf because we got it for a Stampin' Up event for free, and it's there somewhere. And I'm not going to, if I can't spot it, there it is, Enjoy the Moment. It's using the Enjoy the Moment. And it says, hi Kayla, just sending you some happy mail. Cheers, Cheryl. So that was so beautiful to come home to today. So thank you so much, Cheryl. Okay, so I've got my cup of coffee and I'm going to try and take sips so it doesn't go cold. Okay, so I have not cut a card base. It's terrible. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom over. I've got a rolly chair and wooden floors, so you can quite often hear me zooming around the craft room, but I am thankful for having a rolly chair and wooden floors because it means that I can be lazy and I don't actually have to get up. Really not good for my step count. Mind you, I did just do a 7k walk, so I probably shouldn't be too hard on myself. Okay, so I'm just going to chop a standard size card base. So I'm just cutting that in Australia to 14.9 and I'm going to score it at 10.5, and my scoring blade on my trimmer always falls off, so I'm just going to pop that back in. Okay. So I've scored that in half, and then now I've got to remember, can I remember off the top of my head? I'm pretty sure you score this at 5.2. I'm going to score it and totally laugh at myself if it's wrong. Where did I just put the scoring blade? I took it off, chucked it up here, and then realised I need it. Okay, so I'm going to score at 5.2. Did I get it right? Yes, I did. That was good memory from last night. So that will give us the beautiful tenfold. So scoring in half at 10.5 and then scoring your front panel at 5.2, and that gives you the tenfold. It's as simple as that. Now I have cut the other pieces that I need, and let's see if I can remember the measurements off by heart. I don't know if that was the right way of saying that. Sipping coffee. Okay. So I've cut some pieces out, and I think I've got the dies that I've pre-cut out so I can show you. So I'm decided to go with Night of Navy for my my layers, because we've used layers as our mats, and this card I use Pool Party for my layers because I thought that was nice and soft to go with the pastel colours. But for this one I'm using Night of Navy, which I've cut this layer to 14.3 by 9.9, and then a Whisper White layer to 14.1 by 9.7. So that's all I've done for those. And then, so sorry, I'm just doing metric measurements. I'm not converting for a live today. Then I think I've cut two pieces, it's all good. Okay, so these are cut to 14.3 by, and this is not my standard measurement, so I'm going to have to check what I've done here, 4.8. There goes my scoring blade, hope I don't need that. And then the bits of pattern paper are cut to 4.5? 6, 7. Let me check that. 4.7, yeah. Okay, so that's 4.7 that way by 14.3. Okay, and then this one's cut to 14.1 by 4.5. Okay, now I've got my head around it. So now I've cut two of those because you'll need one for this little flap and one for this little flap. Okay, that's my measurements done. Okay, got that down pat. Okay, so then all you'll need then is I've added a little strip down here, and that's cut to 14.1 by, I think I've done it at 2 centimetres. Yep, 2 centimetres, just there. And then I have cut two of the biggest from the Stitch Sweetly dies. So that's these beautiful ones here. I've cut the largest scalloped rectangle, and I've cut two of them out of the Sweet Symmetry paper. I just cut one of those out of the largest, and I cut one of the largest ones out of thick basic white. And then out of the stitched rectangles, so this is a big set, I've used the smallest skinny rectangle and the second smallest skinny rectangle, and I've cut the second smallest out of Night of Navy and the smallest one out of thick basic white. I'm still getting my head around that new one. And then I've just got some little embellishments which I'll bring in later. And then I've got scraps of thick basic white which we're going to colour in on. So what I might do is just get started. So all we're going to do is adhere some of these pieces down. So I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive just to add the Designer Series paper to my layers of Night of Navy. And then I'm going to adhere these to my flaps on my card base. I thought I would do some pre-chopping so that I could just tell you the measurements so you didn't have to watch me do all of that. Okay. I love your die storage. So the die storage, I get the magnet sheets on, so the magnet sheets are just A4 magnet sheets, and I get those off eBay. I've got that many, I won't need to buy any for years. And then the die storage pockets are called Totally Tiffany die storage pockets. I think I got them from the US, but I'm pretty sure there's a shop, Craft Online maybe in Australia, that now stocks them. They're very hard to get hold of, especially during COVID though. And you just put, I just use my Brother labeler to add the name and how many dies there should be in there and slip them into a container. It's so much easier. Okay, so I'm just going to fold that flat so I can add my other piece on top here. I need to film my videos earlier in the day so I'm not battling the light starting to set on the hills behind me, but I get so distracted with everything in my day that I'll film a video and the day's gone. Okay, so I'm just going to add my strip of, I'll have to send you a link, Tanya. I think I remember what they're called, but I'll find it later because I get lots of questions about that actually. Okay, I should have an affiliate code. I'm just joking. Okay, so I've added that to the bottom there, and I was going to add a strip. Do I have enough? I think I do. I'll add a strip of linen thread, which is something you see me do all the time. Just along the bottom there. I'm going to adhere that down with some tear and tape. So I was walking along on my walk with pink blaring on my headphones. It's so nice watching all the ducks at the reserve. I love going walking. It's good for the soul. Daniel. Yeah, totally should. I've sent so many people their way. Helps if you put it on the back of the card, not the front. Okay. So I'm just going to add that, which I was going to stamp. That was a bit silly. I wonder if I can... Oh, it won't matter. I was going to stamp before I did that. I was going to grab the heart stamp. I think it'd be cool. Let's see if I can get it. It's only Night of Navy, so I don't think it'll matter if we stamp. Before you would hear that white to the Night of Navy, I'm just going to add, it won't matter because it's Night of Navy, so you can't see it. I'm just going to add a couple of the love hearts. That's not stamped very well, but it's okay. I'm going to colour that in. Okay, so... Oh, my fingers are all sticky now. Okay, so this is the bit where I'm going to add my sentiments in, my sentiment in. So I'm going to add happy birthday to this one too, because I never have enough birthday cards, so I'm still going to make this one a birthday. Oh, except I mounted up Bring on Christmas. That's funny. I'm going to do the happy birthday stamp. So this beautiful stamp set, which I don't know if I can bring in so you can see, has Christmas sentiments as well as thankful sentiments, and it's got a birthday one in there too. So it's got like an apple pie and a birthday sentiment. Oh, sorry, it's got an apple pie, a toffee apple, a pudding, and a cupcake. So you can use it for lots of different things. So I'm just going to stick my sentiment, which I've just stamped in Memento Black. I'm going to stick that with Stampin' Dimensionals to my Night of Navy rectangle. So I'll just take the backings off those. And I'm just going to stick that in the centre of my rectangle. And I can stick that down to my card. Now, it wants to be roughly, the bit about this is you want it to be roughly towards, up a little bit, but needs to be in the center up a little bit, because that's going to be what holds the tent fold open. So you just want it about 1 centimetre from that line of paper, just so it can help hold that tent fold up. That's why we're having it a bit dimensional, so it can sit on there like that. Okay, so before I adhere this to the card, I'm just going to colour in, I was looking for my coffee then, I'm just going to colour in those little hearts. Now, I'm looking at the designer series paper, wondering what colour I should do the hearts. Now, I think there's a bit of Just Jade in this paper, I think, so I could do some Just Jade. There's also, with our designer series paper, it does say what colours are in there. So I know there's Flirty Flamingo, there's Just Jade, there's Calypso Coral. There's a colour that I don't use in a blend very often. They're probably dry. There's also Bumblebee. Do we have a Bumblebee blend? It's terrible, I don't know. I think we do. That's Daffodil. Maybe we don't have a Bumblebee blend. We've got Saffron. I don't think we have a Bumblebee blend. But we could just use Daffodil. I'll keep my Daffodil blends out. Okay, so I might do a bit of Flirty Flamingo in the centre of these hearts. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dark where it shows the highlight on the heart. And then I'm going to blend those out with a little bit of the lighter Flirty Flamingo. So I'm just using a circular motion just to blend out the darker colour. I had so much fun on YouTube the other day colouring with the Feels Like Home Celebration set. I was colouring for ages on there because that's quite an intense set to colour. But I had loads of fun. And today I'm going to be colouring a bit more. Okay, so I blend out this one. I should have kept the disaster I had with colouring yesterday. It was funny. I added a load of Wink Stella, and I forgot that I had filled up my Wink Stella with rubbing alcohol, which is obviously alcohol. You do not want to add that to a blends image in heavy doses because it will make it bleed. It looked like an absolute hot mess. It was hilarious. I had a bit of a giggle in the end. Especially considering I've almost finished the whole image. Okay. And then I'm going to do the outside, I think in the yellow. So I'm going to go with this is Daffodil because we don't have a Bumblebee blend. If we do, I'm going to laugh at myself later because I can't see it. I don't think we do. Night home alone. I'm kid free at the moment, so I had a nice night home alone last night. I ended up crafting, colouring in with my blends, and then chilling on Stan watching Million Little Things, so that was lovely. I think I might go and do some fussy cutting in front of the TV tonight. Oh, I'm glad, Tanya, so I'm not having a moment. There's no Bumblebee blend. All is good. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some adhesive to my inside piece and add this to the inside of my card. And that's what that will then sit on. So that's what creates the little tent fold. How cute is that? And it folds flat for an envelope. So cute. Okay, so for this piece here, what I like... Hello, Kayleen. How are you? We've got I've got to message you later. Me and Tanya can chat. So I actually wanted a little thin border, and so to change that up, I couldn't cut the next size down because it looked a bit funny. So I wanted to cut to exactly the same size, and all I'm going to do is trim them. I did this on my Feels Like Home video. So what I want to do is take the white one and just trim to the right of the stitched line and trim the scalloped border off. What that'll do is create a nice little layer to add to the paper one. So then you take those scalloped pieces away and you can throw those out or use them if you really want to. Hello Robin, how are you? So then you've got a little scalloped border that you can add. Now I'm going to wrap ribbon around mine, but I'll do that once I've done all my other pieces. So I'm just going to stick this to my piece of the pattern scallop border, and then you get a nice little framed piece that we're going to add to here, which we'll add with dimensionals, but we're going to do that in just a moment once we've got our other pieces stamped. So what we're going to need to do, I'm getting Stampin' dimensionals everywhere, is stamp out our pieces. So I'm going to use the little stand for the cloche, whatever it is, and then I'm going to take the stand, that bit, and then I'm going to stamp some cupcakes. I think that's all we need at the moment. So I'll pop all these to the side, and we need a couple of blocks. So I think that'll fit there. So I'm just, with these, when you line them up sometimes, if you pop that on the block and it gets crooked, it could be a bit of an issue. So what I actually do is drop them on my table and they kind of fall naturally into place, and my blocks are very dirty. I need to have a big cleaning session with them, and then from that they'll sit nicely. So then I'm going to use my Memento black ink pad. So this is our Tuxedo Black Memento, which is important because it's a water-based ink pad when you're using the alcohol markers to blend, because you don't want an alcohol-based ink. So I'm just going to ink that up and then stamp this down onto our scrap. And then I want to stamp our stand, which I don't think will fit on this piece, but I'll be able to fit it onto this scrap here. And I'm just going to stamp that one down. And then I want to stamp I'm going to stamp a little cupcake actually into the cloche. Oh, this video is going to be hilarious. So I'm going to stamp it just in there to the left-hand side. And then I'm going to stamp, how many did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more cupcakes. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a little bit of something on there, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got some colouring to do. So let's put that aside. Take a sip of coffee. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Pool Party blend because I'm going to colour the edges of my little, I'm just going to call it a jar, with some dark Pool Party, just for a bit of shine to show that it's a glass. I'm not going to add much at all. And then I'm going to blend it out with just a little bit of the light Pool Party, just a tiny bit. So my son's actually sick at the moment. He's got one of those nasty colds going around. Yes, sipping coffee is an important step, Robin. It's actually required, part of the job. So this is our colour lifter. So this really fades out the colour and blends it. So I thought this would be good. And I showed this on the Feels Like Home video that I did on YouTube. I think I linked it on this page. When you're doing things like this, it'll fade out the colour a little bit to make it look like it fades in. So I found that really good for this one where I want it to kind of fade in. So I'm just going to add that, and that's that done. Now, on the original card, Yeah, I know, Tanya, as soon as they've got a sniffle at the moment, they cannot go to school whatsoever. And Elijah suffers with allergies like me. I'm taking steroids at the moment, and steroid eye drops, because I've got allergies, and they immediately think that you're sick and that you've got COVID or something. And I'm like, no, it's not. So on the original, I did the stand in Floaty Flamingo, although on this one, I might keep the stand the same because it is very Floaty Flamingo based. Or I could do Calypso Coral. Oh, I don't know. I might do Calypso Coral for the stand. Hopefully, I never use my Calypso Coral. Oh no, actually apparently it's obvious that I never use them because they're quite juicy. Okay, so I will add the colour on, and so I'm adding some dark, and then I'm going to go back in with my light Calypso Coral and just blend out that colour. I'm really getting into blends colouring at the moment. I go through phases of like watercolouring everything, and then sometimes I'm using my blends all the time. At the moment I'm going through a blends phase. Everything is blends at the moment. In fact, I can't remember a time without blends, and in fact I think we've had them for, oh goodness, a couple of years, but I can't remember a time without blends, and I've been a demonstrator now for 5 years. 5 amazing years with the company. I celebrated that just recently. I'm not sure if you saw on my page, but Stampin' Up sent me this amazing pin, a gorgeous little box. It came from the US, which was amazing. They sent me a beautiful little pin that said, "Congratulations on your Stampin' Up anniversary. Wear this pin proudly." So beautiful. Stampin' Up is such an amazing company to be part of. I'm lucky to have been blessed with my time with Stampin' Up. Have an amazing team, I'm part of an amazing team. I love being part of it. So yeah, it's beautiful, and you're always welcome to join my team. We have loads of fun. I've got some fun stuff planned. I was actually chatting to some of my team members the other night. We're going to have some Zoom catch-ups with some crafty fun. So it's definitely not all about selling. You don't have to do that. You can just join for the discount and get 20% off all your orders. It's actually not hard to get to the level where you get 25% off as well. So really cool. Plus at the moment you get a bundle free. You get to pick out of 12 bundles free. Plus you get $66 free on your kit and free postage. So if you want to know more, let me know. You have asthma really bad. Apparently it makes it better. Oh no. Yeah, I know, Kayla, I can totally sympathise. 4 days last week, you know, I really can't imagine how hard it is for you guys that have been in lockdown. We are lucky here in Tassie. I've only been in 1 lockdown, so I am very lucky. I'm just going to use the ivory marker to do my little bit of actual cupcake, which is underneath the icing in between the wrapper. Yes, we are very lucky here in Tasmania. Our Premier is pretty strict. He closes the borders pretty quickly. And we still have silly people come in that try and break the rules, but we haven't really had any lockdowns as such. We had one where our hospital got infected and we had to shut, but that was it. So yes, it's been tough on all, I think, but especially I can't imagine what it's like for the Sydney and New South Wales. I think I heard Canberra's been affected now. Right, so I'm just doing ivory on each of my my cupcakes. Now on the other one I picked mint macaron pool party for the wrappers of my cupcakes, so I don't know what I should do for this one. I might pick 2 colours that I'll focus on for the wrappers. So I'm thinking I might do the daffodil, and maybe I might do pool party for wrappers again. So whoops, that's the brush tip end. I might do some daffodil, so I'm just going to do the dark and do some dark in a couple of spots on the wrapper. Just blend out my dark. Thank goodness for crafting when we have to stay home. So I'm thinking I'll do the daffodil. Gambra's in lockdown. Your second. Hey, Kylie. Yeah, I did hear someone say something about Canberra last night, and I didn't catch, because I don't, to be honest, I actually don't really watch the news much. It's my father who watches the news constantly, so I enjoy having a break from the news channels. Not that I choose to remain ignorant, but I just need to focus on positive things at the moment, so I don't catch up too much with the news, but I do see the COVID updates with New South Wales and stuff on my newsfeed. Okay, so I'm just doing Pool Party for another wrapper. And then I should really do all the Pool Party then all the daffodil, but I'm just mixing it up just to make it complicated for myself. So I'm just going to add some more dark. This is so much fun. I love that I'm doing it with different designer series paper, and if you stocked up on designer series paper during the designer series paper sale last month, these kind of card designs where they chop up your paper are great. Been having lots of fun with fun folds, so thank you so much, Rosa, for inspiring me. I'll have to see if I can tag her. Right, so I'm going to do actually I might do one more of the daffodil, and then I'll do 2 more of the Pool Party. Then I've got to pick my icing colours. I don't know what icing colours I'm going to do. I'm thinking Flirty Flamingo. And what other colours have we got? I'm just looking at the paper as I'm colouring to decide what sort of want it to somewhat tie into the colours I've got. Your daughter lives in, is it Queanbeyan? I can never say those names. Oh gosh, they're in lockdown in both states, gosh. Wow. Yes, I'm glad that I went to Brisbane when I did. I was actually kind of lucky. I came home from Brisbane and it sort of all took off the days after I got back, because I wouldn't have been able to really go see my grandfather, and he's not really well at all, so I'm glad that I got in that trip when I could, because going to the mainland is just from where I live. So for those that aren't familiar, I live in Tasmania, which is the small island state at the bottom of Australia, so getting going out of here is quite, our premier is very strict on coming back in too if you've been in any hotspot areas, so I'm glad that I went when I did, because it would have just been painful coming back. Okay, so I'm just colouring the last, I think my Pool Party blend is, I think I'm going to have to get a replacement for this one. Obviously you can tell the colours I love the most. I've definitely been through a Granny Apple Green and a Crumb Cake. So they are loved colours of mine. If you use blends, what are your go-to colours? Greetings from the Netherlands, Queanbeyan. Oh, that makes sense. Greetings, what time of day is it there? Okay, so I know that I'm going to do the frosting on a couple in Flirty Flamingo. I just haven't decided. I kind of want to do 2. So I'm just going to do 2 of my cupcakes with Flirty Flamingo frosting. And I do apologise if the lighting does start to get a little bit darker, because we're sort of getting right on when it starts to fall into nighttime here. Bring on daylight savings. I'm looking forward to some longer days for walking and for crafting. Well, I can still craft, but it's just hard to do videos when the light goes early. Okay, so I'll do some more. Just doing another one with the floaty flamingo. Pretty. I don't know what, there's some Just Jade in this paper, but I don't know what it will look like as an icing colour. It could look alright. What's it going to look like? Weird as an icing colour. 9 AM. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, we're doing a bit of an odd icing colour. I don't know who has green icing, but I'm going to go with it. Because it matches the DSP. That's totally justified, isn't it? Sort of like green and gold. It's sort of Aussie colours, isn't it? Although the Olympics is finished. That's light. Oops. I wouldn't even know where Australia ranked or anything. I didn't even really watch it, to be honest. My son knew more about it than I did. He was doing a bit of Olympic stuff at school, I think. But I didn't keep up with it too much. Okay, so there's a cup. I've got extra lids, and I don't think, I feel like I've mixed up now. Hold on, what have we got here? That's hilarious. That's the light, so that belongs on that one. Oh my goodness, have I still done that wrong? Oh my goodness, that is, hold on, that's dark. That's... Oh my goodness. Okay. I need another colour for icing. Where do I go? I feel like pale papaya might actually look nice. I feel like the orange will work. So let's do some orange. I'm actually a big fan of pale papaya. I've been using it quite a lot. So I'm kind of doing 2 of each cupcake, 1 on each colour of wrapper. There we go. If you saw the blends disaster on my desk right now, which let's see how fast Kayla can put away her blends because they're cascading all over the desk. It's terrible. Look at that. Magic. Okay, you love my, oh thank you, Leonie. It's Leonie, isn't it? I'm reading without glasses. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, there is a die for this if you buy the classic cloche, I don't know. I should get good, if I had Siri turned on, I could get Siri to tell me what the colour, or how it's pronounced. But if you get that bundle, it can actually die cut out this image, but I I don't have that bundle at the moment, but it's really, this image is so easy to fussy cut out, but it does, the die actually has a little topper. You can stick something cute on top as well. You could do like a little love heart or a little embellishment on top. So that one's done. So take another sip of coffee before I go. Wow, I'm going to take another sip of coffee, seriously. Okay, so I'm just going to fussy cut out. These are quite simple to fussy cut. And I'm just leaving a little white border on each of them. So this week I have been at my desk and I've been working on the September tutorial bundles. So that's for Stamping Society, Global Creative and Create With Us. So I'm part of 3 tutorial bundles. So they're all available. They're different to my online classes. My online classes are classes where it's just classes with me. Tutorial bundles are available to purchase on my tutorial store, which is linked to my blog, which is in the video description. There's 3 different ones that you can get. And I release 3 every month. So you can either purchase them wherever you are in the world. There's 3 different prices because they're all different prices, but or you can get them free. So you actually, if you place a $90 order through my store and you live in Australia, you actually get them all free from me as a gift. Or you can purchase them through my online store. If you don't live in Australia or if you're already a demonstrator, you can purchase them there. If you can't find the link, it's just on my blog or my website, www.kaylamccready.com. But yes, I've been working on the September ones and I've been playing with something really fun. So I've been sitting creating at my desk with those this week for September. I'm trying to work ahead because I am actually heading back to hospital for a month soon. So I've been crafting like crazy, trying to get all my deadlines done and met. So that's what I have been doing and really enjoying playing with lots of new product like this one. And I'm really enjoying mixing this new product with, it's not old product, it's just product that hasn't necessarily just been released, like the Sweet Symmetry paper. So I'm enjoying mixing it up. It's a lot of fun. But yes. So the tutorial bundles are also, my team get those free every month. So it's another good reason to join my team if you don't already have if you're not already a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and live in Australia. It's an extra benefit of joining my team is you get all of the tutorials for free every month. So that's about $60 in value free a month for being on the Sassy Stampers. So I'm just fussy cutting out all of these cupcakes. Got 2 to go. Speed cutting. Trying to anyway. Okie dokie. I'm actually, because I've been back to loving sitting at my craft desk and getting back into it again, I'm building up a big card stash again, which is nice because my card stash was running really low and I'm loving having all these cards to send out. Been sending out lots of cards actually, which has been nice. I love when people receive cards from me and send me a message to let me know they've received it because it makes me happy to be putting smiles on people's faces. Okay. Look at that. Fussy cut out. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is apply a little thin line of liquid glue to make cloche. I'm going to laugh every time I say it. And then stick that down. And then I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. Patience of a saint. Oh, I wish. And then I'm going to add a couple of cupcakes. So I'm going to choose 1, to just stick down with, I don't want the frilly finger one. No, I don't want that one. Look, I'm so indecisive. I'm going to choose one just to stick down with glue. I'm going to tuck him in there. And then I'm going to stick one up on dimensional. So I'm just going to pop a dimensional on a cupcake and stick one up on a dimensional. And then that whole piece is going to go up onto dimensionals on my piece that we cut out with the rectangles. So I'll take all that. I'm going to have dimensional backings everywhere. I laugh because I have my slippers on and then I end up walking them all through the house. Fussy cutting isn't a thing. I fussy cut all the time. I love it. Actually, before I stick this, I am forgetting I want to tie some ribbon. And you know, I couldn't decide, but I think I'm going to go with this gingham ribbon because it's bumblebee. And I was looking at all the colours of ribbon I had and I was thinking this would be the most suitable. So I'm going to, before I adhere anything to this piece, I'm going to tie a bow. Because fussy cutting I love, and the other love I have is bows. I tie bows to everything, and sometimes when I do a class, everyone's like, seriously, another bow? And then I get really fussy with my bows and end up retying them a million times. Okay. But I think that's pretty good. Okay. Whoops. Just want to cut the tails. And then they'll need to be cut a little bit shorter, I think, because the card's going to sit open a little bit. So I'll cut my tails down a little bit. I think I end up cutting the, you always struggle to use, oh really? Cloche as in pot, posh. Okay, cloche. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to stop giggling. Okay, I'm going to stick this to my card base so that it's out of the way. Oh no, I'm not, because I've already stuck dimensionals on this. So I'm going to stick this down. So we can stick this to this piece now because this has got dimensionals on it. And what I'm going to do is stick, and I'm just going to use the edges of my dimensionals. I'll tell you what, I only opened that sheet the other day. I'm just going to add some. I don't want to add them at the top because the top is actually going to sit up here. So you don't want to add any to the top, just to the bottom. So I'm just going to add a few along the bottom. Most of this card was just taken up by colouring, so it's not too bad. It's really fun to make. Okay, so then I'm going to add this towards the bottom, like that. And then you can see we don't have any dimensionals here. And look, it matches the back there, how cute. And then it's sitting up like that. I love you love your rhinestones. I forget my rhinestones. I'm terrible for those. Right, so I'm going to sit this down for a moment, and the reason for that is I'm going to sneak some cupcakes in, and I want to sort of not stick one upside down, would be helpful. Decide where they're going. I'm just sort of tucking them in. So I'm going to do that with liquid glue. I'm just going to tuck that in and behind. And then I'm going to stick, I think I wanted that one, yeah. I want to stick that one in there. You can bring some glue dots in if you need it too. I'm going to stick this one in just behind here. Look at that mixture of cupcakes, cute. Then I've stuck in, I only have a few of these left, and I've got more coming, but they still haven't come. These are the Expressions in Ink ephemera. So they come like this, and they come in sheets, but this is all I've got left. And this was literally the last leaf I had. I'm going to stick one in because I'm obsessed with gold things like this, and I just thought it was cute, and it added a little bit of gold, and I'm obsessed with anything gold. To be seriously honest, I'm just a fanatic. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit of Wink of Stella. Oh, thanks guys. Now this I did feel with, when your Wink of Stella gets empty, you can actually unscrew it. Not because I can just see what will happen. It'll be like a mess on my desk. You can unscrew it and add rubbing alcohol into it and shake it up and get more, which is what I've done. The only problem is, this is the alcohol that I've used, is that alcohol, when you mix it with blends, will make them bleed a little bit. So I'm literally just adding the tiniest amount. I could just open a new Wink of Stella. It wouldn't cause as much dramas, but I'm just adding a very, like, just touching the brush on them. Because I don't think if you use the Wink of Stella without being refilled, it would cause as much dramas. I just had that issue yesterday when I did this on one of the cupcakes. Right, so that's just added a little bit of glitter. And then I'm going to spritz some over the card because I can't help myself. The other thing I'm going to do is add some tiny little sequins. I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool. I added them to the top of, I added them one to the top of each cupcake, but not necessarily on the point. I changed it on each cupcake and put it in a different spot. So I might add one to the point of the center cupcake, but I'm just changing where I put it on each cupcake just to mix it up. And then the last thing I did was added another little sentiment, and to do that I just got a scrap of basic black, which I just went and pulled out the tiniest scrap I could find. Just move all these dimensional brackets because they're getting everywhere. And I just put a tasty treat for someone sweet, and I'm just going to pull a block off my desk. I am just going to, thanks guys. Do you know what's funny, Tanya? Did you share the video? Because Facebook is doing something funny and it's saying sharer. Does that mean you shared it? Or you shared, oh, I've never seen that before. So I'm just going to ink up the sentiment in some Versamark ink, because I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment with some white embossing powder. Wow, thanks for telling me that, Tanya. Oh, which Tanya? Tanya Millgate. She shared the video and it actually comes up above her name saying sharer. It lets you know if someone shared your video. Thank you for sharing, Tanya. I've never seen that before. Facebook's always changing things. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but that's cool. I like that. Thanks, Leonie. The other Tanya M is my downline. Tanya Millgate's your downline. That's cool. Right, so I'm going to bring in my heat gun. Now I've applied the embossing powder. Just clean up my desk while that heats up. And I'll heat up my sentiment. So if you haven't seen, this is a stamp set. It's got a few different sentiments. I like any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you. It's cute. I really want to do a Christmas pudding one. I sent Tanya a message last night, actually. Tanya Millgate. She won my classes. I think that was that Tanya. Pretty sure. Must be the name. You're all lovely. Right, so then actually I'm just going to use my paper snips, and for this I'm actually going to just snip the sentiment into strips, and I normally would use my paper trimmer, but this is very close together, so I'm just doing it by eyeball, which makes, that's totally Kayla English there. So I'm just giving it a trim. It doesn't bother me too much if it's not perfect. A tasty treat for someone sweet. Then I say it's not okay if it's not perfect, but I'm going to trim that down a bit. And then I think I've just applied this to the card and tucked it in. Tasty treat for someone sweet. So I'm just going to use, where did I put my glue? You're special. Oh, thanks, Kylie. How come it doesn't show up that you shared it? You would love to see a Christmas pudding one. Oh, that's weird, Tanya. Yeah, because it does, because Kylie shared it and it's not showing up that she shared it. See, Facebook. Okay, don't put it up that high, Kayla. So I'm just going to add this sentiment in, and I'm just using some liquid glue. So the liquid glue just takes a second to get tacky, because we love it when it's tacky. We love tacky things. Okay, so I'm just tucking that in, and that is done. And my phone has low battery. So that is using the Sweet Symmetry papers, totally different to the one that we did with the hand penned. I think it's called hand penned. Hey Lisa, hey Katrina. So we made a fun card using, so one uses the hand penned petals, I think that's what it's called, and this one uses the Sweet Symmetry. So two different, well they're the same card, but just using different DSP. So a lot of fun using, and so they open up, fold flat, so you can stick them in a normal envelope and whack them in the mail, and they get a fun card that they can stand up on their shelf. And that's using the beautiful sweets and treats that you can order from the mini catalogue. So a really cute set. I think I should make a Christmas pudding one using this paper, because I love it. And I think it would be really cute colours with the greens and the reds with the Christmas pudding. What do you reckon? I think I will have to do that, and I'll have to share it on the page. So I think I should do that. But I needed a birthday card for someone, so that's where this came from yesterday. And I thought, you know what? I can share this live and make another one with you. So I will flip the camera around and quickly say bye. So I'm going to head off, and I'm going to go and have a cup of coffee in my peace and quiet with the house all to myself. And then I think I might jump on my exercise bike for a bit and go for a bit of a spin, and then go and watch some Stan. That's life. Okay, I'll catch you guys all later. Thanks for watching, and even if you watch the replay, flick us a comment, let us know. I'd love to know where you're watching from. So I'll catch you guys all later. Love you.